every other day I used to move the wheel a little bit ahead, move the wheel a little bit ahead until the time I could literally fold myself forward. Hi, I'm Archana Pammi. I've been in Bangalore for most of my life. Professionally speaking, I'm a software engineering leader and I've been in the same company for almost 15 years. I love a different kinds of movement. I love dancing, but of late found affiliation with yoga. Between work and after work or before work, I'm mostly occupied with my favorite form of movement, which is yoga.
And how long has this been a big part of your life?
I went through a breakup, I suffered some depression, and through that journey, then I figured out a different style of yoga, a passive style of yoga called yin yoga. And through that practices, then I nurtured further, took teacher training, got certified in both hatha yoga and yin yoga styles, and now learning to teach in aerial yoga. So I think I would say 2 to 3 years, quite recently actually.
Was it that, we have a breakup and then we either reach for ice cream or we reach for yoga and you went for yoga? What happened?
No, nothing like that. I think I was always into movement. So I used to go to gym and everything, but it used to make me very, very tired. And post the breakup, right, you feel very, very tired actually. And then when I searched online, I found something which is very slow paced. And it was very difficult as well because each pose you hold for like 1 minute, 2 minutes and stuff like that. And I think it gave me a sense of compassion towards myself. I used to sit in poses like this or something like this. I used to sit and just fold forward and just be with myself and cry and, then feel happy and charged. And sometimes I find that doing these slow poses gives me so much energy that I have the entire day charged and going. And that's how before, between and after I have so much of energy, and yoga just keeps helping me in that way.
So we had another person here who also hits the gym 3 times a day. And I don't know how people find the time to do this, but she does it, right? So you're telling me that you also do yoga thrice a day.
And twice a day for sure,
okay.
Not thrice a day, but in between whenever I'm feeling too tired or too stressed or been sitting for a long time and working, I know the exact kind of stretches that I need to do to get myself moving and feel that, tension release. So that means I would literally be stretching any part of the day or the night and just get myself moving. So it is definitely more than 3 times.
So you said you've been working at the same place for a long time. 15 years?
15 years, yes.
Got it.
Yes.
So has your work been helpful in some ways for you to be this disciplined? Because for most of us, work is the reason why we can't get disciplined, right? Or it's the excuse.
I think before when I started my yoga journey, right, I used to randomly get online, and I work with US clients. So you mean that's like early morning calls and evening late calls. And so I'm all the time in front of a laptop. But I think after I started doing yoga, I used to start early. So in Ayurveda, they say that's the Brahma Muhurta. So you start at 4:30 or 6 a.m. And then you have 6 to 8 and 10 a.m. That is the best time to do something. So I used to get all of my work done between 6 and 10 a.m. And then the rest of the day used to just be meeting people, getting things done, delegating, following up and everything. So I think the discipline in work then happened by me spending more time doing yoga. So that's how I would look at it. Otherwise, I used to always be in front of laptop, no semblance of eating times, sleeping times. Just get up, eat, sleep, go back and everything. But this definitely helped during the pandemic time when we were always locked, right? 24 hours, get up, do yoga, then spend some time, take a break again, do some stretches in between and then go back. So the discipline, I think, came more from my yoga than the work.
Than the other way around. Let me ask you this. If you've been in this company for about 15 years, would you change your job, or is there... Or if you want to look for a job, would you look for a job that will accommodate this new life that you have and this tight relationship that you have with movement?
There are times when I'm on the mat and there is a laptop open and I've just taken calls also sometimes. The luxury that I have to schedule my calls or connects with my team and move that around me doing yoga. Now even teaching yoga. So that means I have to go to people's house and teach, and I have to work my time around that. So I think it's the best that I can have with the current company I'm in. And I always ask this question, should I go somewhere else? And then I'm like, okay, can I take calls like this? Can I go somewhere and do yoga? And then, say people that, can you wait for 30 minutes? I'm going to be joining. I doubt that. So I don't think I'll ever change.
Got it. Okay. Are you in a yoga pose right now?
Yeah.
You look very comfortable.
Yeah.
What is this pose?
This is Gomukhasana, but you're just crossing the legs. Very good for the thighs, the hips and everything. I still have a long way to go to align the knees, but I love to sit in this pose. Best part, it gets your back straight, which we often complain when we sit in couches and we're working in laptop. This helps me get it straight. So I love this pose.
Okay, so Archana, I have put some questions for you in some of your pockets. And there are a bunch of pockets in the clothes you're wearing, so why don't you pull some of them out?
Okay. Okay, what was that moment when you looked at your body and felt your best? The best moment that came to me was somewhere mid 1 month or 1.5 months after I started doing aerial yoga. Because of that deep inversions and toning and everything, I felt my upper body in shape, whatever shape that I love now. And that was the moment that I felt like, okay, I started learning it for something else, but then I fell in love with the way I look right now after doing aerial yoga. So I think that would be the best moment for me.
Okay, cool. And I think there's one more question in one of your pockets.
I think I put one. Is this the one? Is there a movement trick you're going to show us now? Okay, the wheel has been tricking me into trying this one out. A lot of times people ask me, how do you go into a forward split or a straddle split, as I call it. So I'm going to show you how I learned to do that with the wheel. So it is very difficult when you are to try to tip your hip forward.
What is this wheel like? Just a little bit about this.
This is a yoga wheel.
Okay.
It's a prop. Of course, it is not traditional prop. It's not an Iyengar yoga prop or any of those things, but it helps you deepen your flexibility by getting into poses a lot more easier. So all I used to do was just keep the wheel in front of me and just keep folding on it and stay here for almost like 2 minutes. Every other day I used to move the wheel a little bit ahead, until the time I could literally fold myself forward into a split.
So you're making this look very easy, but is it difficult? Like if I had to do this, it would probably not happen so easily. So it is difficult.
Yes, it is difficult.
Okay. Can you balance on that? Is that part of...
Still learning to balance. No.
Don't want to get into it right now?
Don't want to get in trouble now. I'm going to be honest about that.
Okay. I remember when we spoke about aerial yoga, and since we spoke so much about that today as well, you told me one thing about inversions, right? And this is all completely new to me. But it was about how you were able to do inversions, but you started to feel really conscious, I think. Do you remember that? And that you had stopped doing inversions for a while, I think, because of that. So could you explain a bit?
It's when you're inverting, right, you're almost upside down, and the kind of clothes you wear, you're showing off the fat around your waist because the t-shirts move up or whatever, right? It kind of makes you very body conscious. And nobody's looking at you. You're just looking at yourself in the mirror, and then you're like, okay, what is this? This doesn't look good, and stuff like that. Forget about the strength or the flexibility that is involved to do that, the inversion. But I think I was very conscious for some time. After that, I was like, okay, it's just my body. That's how it is. I like it. And I think as I did it, a month and a half into it, I saw how my body transformed. And then I started feeling more confident. But there was that 1 week moment when I was initially doing inversions, and I was like, no, I don't like the way I look.
So, the thing you said, that it's not that people are looking at you, right? But it was just, I don't know, I guess the voice in your head that is telling you that. Are there voices outside of your head that also tell you things like you can't, or you shouldn't, or don't look this way, or don't go out this way?
Used to be. I think now, even if they tell me, I just don't take it deep. I just ignore.
Got it. Archana, you're looking very comfortable in that split, but I think we'll relieve you of this right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thing that I was uncomfortable doing. Yeah. So she stood.